Sunday Night DM presents Nobody Knows My Sorrow, starring Rob as Nizir Rockeyes the Hunter, Kim as Folxi Rockeyes the Sorcerer, James as Kuleg the Blade Singer, Nessie as Neren the Artificer, Alan as Mitch the Fighter, and Seth as Nob the Warlock.
Okay.
Live again. Good evening and welcome to Sunday Night DM. Back with Nobody Knows My Sorrow this week. I'd like to thank Johnny Neal for that lovely introduction. For my background here, at BelugaToons on Twitter. And without further ado, we should probably get back to it. When we last left off, you guys were had just chased an assassin up a lift shaft, leading you onto the main top floor and back, that led back out towards the mine, the main mine square area itself. As you get to the top, Gato, the dwarf, had picked up a quiver of arrows that she found off to one side. She and Folxi and Nob all break off and head down one passage, leading a little bit further around. The rest of you, you can see out over the city in the distance. There is a big there's a big square or a big dip in the ground just outside. So there's a cliff that goes left and right outside of this entrance, and it just suddenly drops off. You can see out towards the city in the distance, and yes, pardon me, and it spreads out. You can see in the distance the town hall where you guys started off, and other buildings. There's smoke everywhere, and there's a few lights dotted here and there throughout the city that are moving.
So is this our city that we can see over now?
Yeah. You've now gone full circle. You were above this square. You saw an encampment of goblins down a cliff. You followed a tunnel down into the ground, and have come out again a lot further around on the other side, but yet still high up above this what you assume is the encampment below the cliff.
Okay, so it's the goblin encampment below us.
You assume so. You can't really tell because you are currently inside a cave or inside a tunnel that leads out to a cliff edge. The cliff edge itself is about 5 feet wide, going in either direction, with a sudden drop off on the other side. To find out what's below, you'd have to go and look.
Can I go and look then?
Yeah. Make a stealth check.
Can I follow and screw up my stealth check?
You can follow him.
Usually happens.
21.
Yeah, you manage to
7. I'm following you, Donna.
you make your way. You make your way along. You kind of follow in the shadows a little bit. You're watching left and right, either way. Neren follows up behind you.
Down the middle of the path.
But the butt of her rifle is tapping against her leg as she comes up behind you. Loud enough for you to hear, but not necessarily loud enough for anyone else to hear. As you get to the entrance to the tunnel, you can't see anyone either side. But the cliff itself runs around for a good 20, 30 feet one way, and as you glance behind you, it's the same the other way. The edge itself is kind of crumbly, so to look over, you will have to be particularly careful.
I take out one of my immovable rods, hold on to that and lean over.
Can we have a
Okay.
look? I like the edge.
You lean over. You can see down. Yes, this is the goblin encampment. You see, you're actually higher up on the cliff than you were previously. But you can see now the tents where they're positioned. There's campfires and torches dotted around, lighting everything up. You can see where they're keeping their prisoners. You can see where the chief's camp, the chief's tent is. You can see pretty clearly the movement of all these goblins. Off to your left, I need you to make a perception check.
We see nothing.
5.
Yeah, off to your left, you see a lift, a pulley lift. That appears to be at the top.
Okay. I relay all this information back to the rest of the group.
Yeah, you make your way back inside. You pass the message on.
Well, if we try using the pulley lift, they're going to know we're coming.
I don't suppose anyone can make water balloons, can they?
Maybe in the normal fair.
I could just throw some stones over the top if you want.
Well, no.
But you looking around your party itself. That's currently remaining. You've got yourself, Nazir, Mitch, Neren, and Grout in his wolf armor.
We're not throwing grout.
You're the only magic user with that ability in your party.
How far is the furthest?
You can probably just talk normal, but it'd be funny if you stick it in there probably.
Bonfire.
How far is the furthest?
Bonfire.
Technically,
Fire?
Yeah.
Oh, from where you are now, it's probably maybe 100 feet, 120 feet down.
How close are the fires gathered together?
Together, it's quite hard to say from the distance you are. They look like they could be quite far apart. They look like they could be quite close together, but it's hard to say exactly the size of it.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie my rope around my waist and to both of the immovable rods, and then I'm going to climb my way out forwards over this encampment so I can get a better look down to see where all of they are, so I can effectively be hanging in midair.
You know, it would have been funnier. We could have made you into a slingshot. And go back
Okay.
down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can do that. You make your way out. You are now hanging how far above?
About 90 feet above.
Make a stealth check.
Nat 1.
Okay. As you get a bit further out, you hear ting, 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 ting. You glance down, and your bag of ball bearings has somehow managed to get a hole in it. And you watch as 6 or 7 of them roll down, hit your shoe as they go, and then fall into the camp below.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to cast Watery Sphere on one of the bonfires and move it round to try and extinguish all of the fire.
Okay. What's the range on that?
90 feet.
Okay. Is there a saving throw?
Only if I try and capture a creature in it.
Alright, what's the save?
So it is a strength save, DC. Oh, come on. Sorry, laptop's being slow. DC 16.
Yeah, as you cast it, something jumps over the fire beneath it, gets caught inside as it forms around the fire itself. There's now some kind of creature inside this sphere. As you begin moving it around, what's your armor class?
My armor class is. Sorry, 1 sec. Got to get to the top of the page.
$16.
Yes.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
11.
Okay. As you begin moving this sphere around, an arrow comes out of the encampment below. One pings off the immovable rod that you're holding on to. The other one catches you in the arm, and your hand slips down, and you take 3 points of piercing damage as it catches you in the arm. Is that concentration spell?
It is a concentration spell.
Make a concentration check.
So that is. I rolled a 19, so.
Yeah, that's fine. You only had to realistically roll above a 2. Now beneath you, you can hear cries and shouts as the goblins start running around, and more are aiming their weapons up towards you.
I'm going to continue trying to move this sphere around.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
So we've seen him fly over the edge, and then
you've seen him kind of handhold to handhold with immovable rods out and down over this drop into a camp below. Cast a spell.
Can I
and get hit by
throw a stone into the camp?
Beg pardon?
Throw a stone.
Yeah, you can throw a stone. Pick up. You find a loose stone. You pick it up.
I kind of have the image of pushing a skeleton over the top of the edge, but it doesn't work. We don't have any skeletons.
Nope.
Except the ones in our bodies.
True, but it's frowned upon to throw teammates over the top of the cliff.
Sorry.
Okay, so you pick up a stone. You're going to throw it over the edge, yeah?
Yeah. See whether I can. I don't know.
Okay.
Cool.
Make a dexterity throw.
12. 13.
Yeah, you pick up. You find a fairly largish rock. You throw it out. It clatters down. What's your armor class?
15.
Yeah. An arrow flies up and catches you in the shoulder, taking 3 points of piercing damage as it hits you.
I think they know we're here. I didn't do anything.
The element of surprise has definitely gone. I need you to roll initiative.
What gave it away?
The gnome hanging from the ceiling.
I got an 8.
So we missed the chance to call him a gnome delir.
Kulik, you got an 8, yeah?
Yeah.
No, I don't think you have a bonus.
I got 17.
4.
Mitch, initiative.
Sorry, getting bored.
6.
Rout, roll initiative.
Higher initiative means you go first. Although I'm not quite sure what we can do from up top of a cliff.
Do you know any good goblin curse words?
Well, you do like showing your ass off to everybody.
Grout's not intelligent.
Huh?
I said Grout's not intelligent.
Yeah.
Well,
Even better. There'll be crass.
What did Grout get on initiative?
16. His intelligence is 10, thank you. It's not that bad.
16.
It's better than Justin's.
Yeah, but that's not really. That's a fairly low bar.
Still.
Oh, only 9. Okay, so Nazir, you've watched all this
If he
stuff
was a
happen.
wizard, he
You
would
see
be better
arrows
than
flying up. You're still not over the edge yet, so they still aren't 100% certain that you're there.
Can I see the people firing?
You have to get a little closer to the edge.
Okay. Gonna have to get a little closer to the edge then.
As you go up closer to the edge, you can see movement and shadow in the encampment below. There is a watery sphere that's currently extinguishing fires.
Okay.
Down below, which the lamps are still lit, the torches are still lit, but the big fires are going out.
Okay. I'm gonna have to shoot at some of the ones that are firing.
Okay. Make an attack roll with disadvantage.
Attack. Go. Oh, Jesus.
Dark place as well.
Yeah, I think that's what I do as well. Dark vision 66.
23.
With disadvantage.
Well, I rolled a 16 and a 14, and with a +9.
Yeah, no. Okay, yeah, that hits.
As I said, I love my bow. If I get myself out of anything once, bow. All right. What's the damage on this thing? I always forget this.
2d
2d8 plus
8 plus
6.
6.
There's 6, 11, 17.
Okay, yeah, you fire it down. No arrows come up towards you. You can't really tell whether you've hit one or not from where you are.
Okay. But has it calmed the arrows hurtling towards us down a little bit?
Doesn't appear to have.
They're still flying, are they?
There's still arrows coming up.
Dagnabbit. Okay.
Look, they're providing you ammo.
Well, there is that, but they're goblin arrows. Yeah.
Still, should be good enough to throw at the goblin.
True. Okay.
Is there like a path down from the cliff into the encampment, or just?
From where you are, it looks like there might be.
So just so I'm clear, we're up on a cliff. Bunch of people with fires and everything. Sorry, goblins.
So you're
fires
up.
And stuff. Yep.
You're up here, about 120 feet down.
Yeah.
What's a near vertical cliff face. To the very bottom, there's an encampment, tents, fires, watery sphere. About 50 feet in front of you, but lower down.
Yeah.
Kulik?
Okay.
Yeah. Is that about how far you're away? About 50 feet?
Yeah, so just far enough out to get a good view.
But you went out, but you also went down as well.
Yeah, so I'm about.
So you kind of went out and down at an angle. So about 50 feet away, and maybe 30, 40 feet.
How solid
down.
is this cliff? Like, could we perhaps cause a landslide?
Make a nature check.
23.
You know enough about the surrounding sides that you could potentially cause this cliff side to collapse. It would take a lot,
Okay.
but it could be done.
And a lot would be somebody with a giant belt, conceivably, right?
Possibly, or powerful magic.
Okay. I'm gonna share my idea with the team.
Okay. Yeah, you turn around.
I've had an idea.
Kulik can't hear you because he's a lot further out. But you share it with the others. The arrows are still flying up. You've still got another attack.
Oh, I do too. Oh, hold on. 15. 70. Oh, I'm loving my dice today. So that's
24?
15. 24, yeah.
Oh yeah, 24 hits.
7, 13.
Yeah, you fire another arrow down. There's still movement rushing around down there. It's hard to tell whether you've made a significant difference.
Okay.
But the target that you were aiming at isn't moving as much now.
Cool.
It's hard to tell whether you killed it or not. Okay. Grout. As you look around, Grout, off to your right, the path goes about 20 feet, and then about 5 feet down, there's about a 5-foot drop, and then the path goes the opposite direction a little bit further out.
Okay.
I'm gonna go scout the path.
Yeah, I think I will. I'll go along the path.
Okay, yeah. So you use your movement. Your movement's 30 feet.
The Iron Defender.
Iron Defender.
You were in the Iron Defender. So you
40
need
feet.
20 feet. Hey, you got a fly speed. What's your Iron Defender's movement speed?
40 feet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So you make it down the 20 feet. You drop down the 5,
your
and you make it another 15 feet. So you are now
Iron Defender because you are
a bit below.
think yourself Iron God.
You are a bit below everyone else. About 6 or 7 feet lower down on the cliff.
Okay.
Okay. Nazir, what's your arm class?
Bloody hell. Hold on.
I don't have that page. I've got the rest of your sheet, but not that page.
Where's it gone? It was just here. Hold on. There we go. 16.
Okay. Yeah, that'll hit. Ooh, which one of them? You take 6 points of piercing damage as an arrow comes out of the area where you had just fired your 2 towards, and
6.
it catches you in the shoulder. 6.
Ouch.
Ooh. Well, your lucky save there, colleague. That was a natural 20. I need you to make another dexterity saving throw. Colleague.
That would be 15.
Yeah, you're all right. But you also get to take 5 points of piercing damage as another arrow comes up and catches you. This one in the side. Make a concentration check.
I rolled a 19 again.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Spell is still going. Now it's your turn.
My turn.
Yep.
I shall maintain trying to put out as many fires and lights that I can within the.
Okay. Yeah, from the distance you are now, you can maybe get it maybe another 5 feet further away. It's still missing out 4 or 5 fires that are further away. But as you bring it across in like a circle, there's a tent in front of it. You're not sure who's in the tent. And it's heading towards this tent as you're bringing it round in the circle.
I'll run through the tent.
You run through the tent?
Running through the tent.
Okay. Okay, as it runs through the tent, you hear screams and cries as the tent collapses and bodies appear to shoot out from beneath this tent. as it just runs through the middle. Anything else you want to try? Or was that it?
Well, no, because that's an action. I would assume I can't move without taking my action to actually walk the immovable rods around anyway.
You are currently still held up by one hand.
Well, I'm tied to the immovable rods.
Yeah, you may be tied to them, but you are still hanging on with one hand. There's the other immovable rod is up there, so it would take probably your entire, or at least half your movement to right yourself up again with your other hand.
So I shall grab the immovable rods again then.
Okay, so yeah, you grab up. You're now two-handed up again. Okay. Okay. Grout, what's your armor class?
50.
15.
15. Yeah, that'll hit. What's the armor class of your Iron Defender?
That is the Iron Defender armor class.
Beg pardon?
15 is the Iron Defender.
Oh, right, okay.
Grout is within a glass dome in the...
Okay, no, it's cool. Okay, 8 points of piercing damage as an arrow flies up and kind of hits the Iron Defender in the shoulder joint.
You have 47 HP. Okay.
Mitch.
So now 40.
Yes.
It's your it's your turn. You are a little bit further back than everyone else from the cliff edge. You are watching arrows fly up. Nazir fire arrows down. Grout, the Iron Defender, have gone off. Nazir also suggests that maybe as a giant you could help shift the cliff. As it
Yes. I'm going to use my crossbow and attack.
Okay, so you move over to the edge. Ready your crossbow. Firing down with this.
Okay. 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Okay. And 9 damage.
Yeah, as you fired down, it's hard to tell whether you've finished the creature off or not, but it doesn't appear to be moving anymore.
I'm going to go through my weekend and leave.
Oops.
Won't be enough. Won't be enough.
Naren. Naren.
Sorry, he's distracting me. I suppose I should shoot something.
So are you moving over to the edge?
Have to.
Taking aim?
Well,
Going down?
I wasn't too far from the edge anyway, because I was following Kilog.
Yeah, he got to a point where once he started with his immovable rods and moving out. Yeah. About 120 feet to the ground from where you are.
Okay. Should be able to use my pistol.
Your shot with a pistol would be with disadvantage.
Why?
You steady yourself. Are you steadying using two hands to make one to steady the pistol, one to make the shot?
Excused. Yes, why? Why am I at disadvantage?
Because you're shooting into an area where you can't be 100% certain what you're shooting at.
Oh yeah, but they're all goblins, so it doesn't matter.
You're shooting at creatures in the bottom of the pit, moving around in semi-darkness. You can just barely make them out with the light that's left.
I guess.
Can you see the advantage?
I do, but not that far. How far away does my Eldritch Cannon blast us? Super weird bit doesn't matter. What's the range on the Eldritch Cannon?
120 feet, I think.
Just on the edge. I think I'd rather use my pistol.
You've got 120 feet, yeah.
Okay. Let's try and shoot something.
Are you using your pistol, or are you going to use your Eldritch Cannon?
Pistol.
Okay. Yeah, you line up your shot. You steady it with your hand.
20.
Yeah, that hits.
Do I get 2 shots? I can't remember.
Yeah, you get 2.
D10 is 9. It is 9, isn't it?
Can you find it? Yeah.
Yes, 9. That's damage.
Yeah.
So 14, 15, 16, 16, 18. Second shot.
You get 18.
Huh?
How'd you get 18?
Because I rolled a 14 and I added 4.
You already hit with a 20.
But I get 2 shots.
Oh, right. Yeah, that hits.
Thank you. 5.
Okay. Yeah, you shoot down.
Apparently I do better when I can't
You see
see
one
what
of
I'm
these
doing.
shadows go down. Unsure whether or not you've killed it.
That's fine. I'll just keep shooting until something...
It was at 5 for both.
No, 9 for the first one, 5 for the second.
Okay, yeah, the first one, you fire it down. Creature goes down in the shadow. Hard to tell whether you've killed him or not. One of the ones that you just hit lines itself up, fires an arrow up, and it pings off the cliff just below your feet, sending little tiny chips of stone up towards you.
Can I lie down flat on the top of the cliff?
Yeah, you could be laying flat. So yeah, the stone hits the cliff and pings off.
Thinking if I'm lying down, I'm less of a target.
Consider 3/4 cover. That ends his turn. Nazir.
Yep.
Hello.
The arrows coming up have decreased significantly. They're still coming up, but they doesn't seem to be coming up as at regular intervals like they were.
Okay.
You've watched Grout begin to descend in the Iron Defender along
Yep.
the path. Kullig has righted himself over the camp. Everyone else is sort of lining up alongside you along the edge, taking pot shots down. Neren's laying on her stomach.
So if it's basic, so the Iron Defender's making its way down, right?
Yeah, he's Grout's about 7 feet below you, about 2 feet further out on the cliff than you, and about 6 or 7 feet off to your right hand side.
And the only other way down is using the elevator.
Make a perception check.
11.
Yeah, as you look off to the left, to the lift itself, it appears to be broken. So it is up where you are, but it's kind of tipped down at an angle.
Okay.
You can just about make out the ropes that would usually be working on it have sort of been tangled up and tied. It appears to be the only way down is to follow this path.
Okay.
From what you
Then,
can see.
Rather than firing from 150 feet up, then I'm going to make my way down.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to follow around?
Yeah.
Okay, so you make your way along about 15, just over 15 feet. You come to a 5-foot drop.
Okay.
Look out, make a dexterity saving throw.
Dex 17.
Yeah. You make your way out. You look down. The edge kind of crumbles beneath your feet, and it kind of forces you to drop. And you manage to stop yourself. You hit the ground. You kind of roll a bit, and you manage to stop yourself before you fall off the edge of the cliff. It could have been very bad.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been great.
So yeah, you are now prone on the shelf below, having used pretty much all of your movement to get to this point. You are now laying prone.
But I'm prone, and if I'm prone, I'm still 120 feet or 110 feet.
About 115 feet up.
Right. So therefore, if I'm prone, there's no way they're going to be shooting me with arrows because I'm prone. So that helps.
You can't be sure that they can see you.
Okay. All right. Then what I'm going to try and do, if I've used up pretty much, if I've got a little bit, is while being prone, is try and kind of take a peek down to get a much better view of what I'm seeing.
Okay. Make a perception check as you're looking out.
22.
Yeah, so as you're looking out, you see the sphere is still weaving its way around this encampment. You watch as it just obliterates its tent. You can see black shapes and shadows flitting backwards and forwards in the bottom of this encampment, and a big cluster of black shadows that appears to be being escorted towards the main fire. They seem to be moving as a large group. From the distance you are, they're possibly being escorted or herded, or
okay.
But they're all moving together. A big group of people are all moving together.
Okay. How far away from the others am
I? Close enough to shout.
Okay, I'm going to shout, don't do the landslide.
Okay. As you make your way along.
Yep.
That is your turn.
Yep.
Okay. Another arrow comes out, pulling, and clips the immovable rod again, and pings off, and pings off into the distance.
Okay.
Route. You are currently about 10 feet in front of Nazir, who's laying prone on the ground behind you.
Okay.
Are you going to keep going down? Or are you going to turn around and pick him up? Or what are you going to do?
Keep going, I'll jump off the cliff and join him.
I'll keep going down the cliff.
Okay, yeah, you make your way down. This path is a lot longer. This path goes on for maybe 60 or 70 feet in a downwardly direction. The other end is probably 10, 15 feet lower than you are. So as you keep going down, it gets wider, and there's a little kind of alcove bit tucked in on your left, just beyond where the end of your movement. So it's about another 10 feet on from where you are. Does that end your turn?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay. Mitch. What's your armor class?
Yeah.
Armor class.
Tick.
Okay. Well, it's not going to hit anyway. An arrow comes up and kind of hits you in the front of your chest plate. Goes ding, and flies off. A small splinter of wood comes up and kind of catches itself in the very edge of your hair as it comes past, like a little tiny flower.
Mm-hmm.
Kullig.
I only have one response to that.
Well, you can wait till your turn, can't you?
I shall want to keep
Pardon?
the watery sphere moving around, but if I need to, I can move myself with using my movement.
Yeah, okay. So it's going to cost you, because of how you're having to move, it'll cost you half your movement speed to get anywhere. Because you have to adjust, because you're moving with your hands and not with your normal body. It's a lot more work. So it'll be half the movement speed. So you get another 10, you can move another 10 feet, so you can go another 10 feet further down. So you're now 80 feet away from the ground, and another 10 feet further away, so your sphere can now go another 10 feet further around.
Yeah.
You notice this group that's being herded towards the large fire. There are a lot of smaller figures around it that are herding them, and the sphere is just rolling through, taking out tents and wagons and carts and anything in its way.
Can I identify the members of this group, as in the big group?
It looks like the main body of the group itself is gnomes. The outliers, there's hobgoblins, there's goblins. This certainly seems like it's the bulk of the the prisoners that are being now herded towards this large fire.
Okay. So with my movement for my sphere, can I see if it can start it on its way to targeting the hobgoblins and that around that group?
They are out of your current range with your sphere.
Okay, but I shall move it in. I shall.
You can start. You you change its direction and you start heading it off towards that direction. Mitch, you can now respond to
Yep.
this piece of wood that is currently in the corner of your hair as you pick it out.
It wasn't very pleasant. I think I should shoot somebody.
Okay, make an attack with disadvantage.
Could cause a landslide.
We're gonna kill goblins if we do that.
No, I couldn't.
I thought that was the whole point, killing goblins.
No,
Ah,
so we're gonna kill
goblins?
gnomes.
Oh,
Also, just out of how many uses of your belt do you have left?
10 would be the answer.
Was that your roll? Is that what you
Yes.
rolled?
9 plus 1.
9 plus 1. Okay, yeah, you fire it down.
Uh-huh.
Disappears into the darkness. You get another attack.
Fire back.
Okay, yeah, yep.
$15 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
$5 damage.
Yeah, you hit one of these dark shapes, and it seems to stop moving. No more arrows come flying up.
That's good.
From this general area where this creature was. Naren.
I'm going to jump off the cliff. I have feather fall.
Okay, so you jump off. How far are you trying to jump?
To the floor.
Away from the cliff that you're on. How far are you out? Are you trying to jump?
It's far enough away so I don't hit the side of the cliff.
Okay. Yeah, you run up. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Feather fall's a spell. Do I need to actually roll for that?
Nope.
15.
Okay. Yeah, you run up. You manage to push off the edge, jumping out. And as you're going out, you cast Featherfall on yourself. You just slowly fall down. You managed the distance the distance out you jumped. It's not quite far enough to get you all the way down to the bottom, but you do get to be a good 30 or 40 feet away from the bottom. You appear to have found a ledge, and you kind of guide yourself to this ledge.
So have I landed on the path?
Yeah, there's a path. The bit of path you've landed on is about 10 feet wide. And in front of you is what appears to be some kind of gate.
That's a bloody good landing. Where does the gate go?
Make a history check.
27.
Yeah, you know that there are certain parts of the mine area itself where they keep certain kinds of equipment, usually kept behind large wooden gates. The gate in front of you is about 6 feet tall, and it's not locked. It's slightly ajar.
Can I go and investigate?
Maybe on your next turn.
Oh, okay.
Does that end your turn?
True, I guess so.
Okay.
Just stand here and think of the password to open the door. But it's
Colleague, you watch as this arrow comes up and kind of arcs just before it gets to you and starts heading back down again, and disappears into the shadows as it goes back down. There's a natural 1 on disadvantage. Nazir.
Glad they're 4 shots.
You are prone. Grout has walked off from in front of you and is still going down.
Yep. Then I'm gonna get up and head.
Okay.
Grout.
So you get up. That's half your speed. You can move another 15 feet. And you manage to get a little bit further down the path.
Okay.
The path itself is getting slightly wider.
Okay.
The 5 feet that it was above is now closer to 6 feet. But as you are getting further, you notice that it is widening out. Off to your right, it's still dropping down.
Okay. Can I keep heading down? Observing as I do. Do I see anything?
The only way to get any further than another 15 feet from when you got up is to dash. Because you have only got 25 feet of movement speed.
I'm going to dash then.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to catch up almost all the way to the Iron Defender and Grout.
Cool.
They're 5-ish feet, 10 feet in front of you.
Cool.
Now, you can see also this kind of little alcove bit in the side of the cliff ahead of you.
Right.
okay.
Okay.
Does that end your turn?
Yep. Guess so.
Okay. Okay. Nope. As you're moving forward, an arrow comes up and just ding and pings off the cliff face behind you.
Yeah.
Grout. You hear Nazir coming up behind you.
Okay.
You've got this little alcove bit in the cliff in front of you. Another maybe 30 feet after that before it drops away.
Is there anywhere I can head in the direction that Nest landed?
Yeah, it would take you a while to get down there. But yeah, you keep going. You keep going on. You pass this alcove. Have a quick look in. It doesn't appear to be anything in there. As you get to the end, there's a kind of sharp turn. It kind of goes into the cliff a bit, and there's like an inside tunnel. And as it goes round and disappears behind. That in your turn.
Okay.
Pullig.
Maintain what I was doing last time, so move forwards to try and get in range of the group with the hostages and...
Okay, yeah, you managed to get another 10-15 feet lower, further along. Another 5-10 feet lower down. You can... The group itself is still moving. It's still moving away. The sphere is sort of catching up to them, but you're still not quite there.
And goblin brain and floating around in the water sphere.
Mitch.
Just imagine a goblin head just floating around.
Yeah.
You've been fed, you're not getting any more, and you're going to be really annoyed in the next 2 weeks because there'll be no lunch.
It's about time to rub my.
You're going to rub your belt, yeah? There's a lot less people up here now. So yeah, you rub your belt. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Just a little bit. What did I do differently? That's what instant streaming. That's the most they've spoken to me ever. I was not expect. I don't know how to deal with it. I've never had that much conversation with Kit ever.
Sorry?
Come on, you next time. Place my account next to.
What did you get?
I almost took them today actually. No, I can't just ignore people, but it was a bit of an overload.
Still didn't catch what you got, Mitch.
I think he's frozen.
I think he might have done. Let me just ping him a tingy.
Yeah, that was falling asleep. Mitch's internet is atrocious.
It really is.
And you sit here and then 5 minutes later he answers the question you asked him.
That was my favourite. That was my favourite.
It is quite amusing. Or it's a frozen picture of Mitch and he's messaging Stuart on WhatsApp to then say what he wants to do. Because he can hear it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for I just dropped him pingy.
Yeah.
So far, the walk.
Yes. Well, that kind of happens when you're above your enemy. You have to kind of get to your enemy when you're close combat.
Probably sort of try to fix the
That's the third one you've had to do. Drink water.
element.
He'd already started
Left it in
walking.
the on his chair. Where's my water? Because you need to drink more water. Just be quiet. Let me see what it says. Okay.
Yeah, but then you need to
This is going to be interesting. Okay. Mitch rubs his belt, increases in size, and the cliff beneath his feet begins to crumble. He's far enough away from you, Nerin. Not be a problem. This here, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Good time to jump before.
14.
14.
14.
Yeah. So feel the cliff face begin to shift above your head
Right.
as down the cliff starts sliding this giant gnome. You just managed to shift slightly out of the way. He kind of catches your back as he comes past. He goes down 10, 50, 20, 30 feet, and he ends up lying prone about 50 feet down the side of this cliff on another platform that's about 15 feet wide. And takes
I'm about to be not happy, aren't I?
35 points of fall damage.
35.
No, not you, him,
Oh,
Mitch.
okay.
As he's fallen down the side of the cliff's disappeared behind him, and he's gone down. And he's now laying prone about 50 feet further down the cliff on a wall, on a piece of the cliff about 15 feet wide. You got caught on the back, but you managed to catch yourself before you fell off.
Woohoo!
Take 2 points of piercing damage as you get jabbed by a bit of rock that catches you back.
No, I shouldn't have said woohoo. Okay. Ouchie.
I don't know. No one else can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So I've just dropped him a message to see if he's coming back. So that ends Mitch's turn. Naren.
I'm going to investigate the gate, or what's on the other side of the gate.
Yeah, I mean you're looking around. The gates itself, they're made of wood, fairly oldish wood. Make an investigation check. I don't think he's going to make it back. He can't connect.
21.
Okay. I was a bit slow. Okay, so we'll figure it out. So, yeah, what did you get on investigation?
21.
Yeah. So the wood itself, the lock has been broken off, and the gates have been forced open. Inside, you can see broken wagons and carts that are probably used in the mine. In the back behind this, in the back of this little cavern thing, you can see there is a tunnel leading off that goes into the mine itself. As you are looking in the very distance, you can see 3 figures at the other end of this tunnel, walking, going down, and a large, hairy wolf creature following on behind.
Maybe I'm not going to follow.
Beg pardon?
I'm not going to follow.
You're not going to follow.
No.
They're at the other end of this tunnel. It's about 30 feet away. To get to them, you'd have to climb through all of this broken mining equipment between you and them.
Okay.
It would probably take a while anyway.
Um,
Make a perception check.
You need to find like
um, 23.
Yeah, you hear the soft voices of Gato, Folxi, and Nob as and a soft growl as coming from in front of you. So you've just witnessed the others just walking past.
Oh, I feel safer now.
As you're looking inside, bits of rock crumble down from above. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I think I should leave the tunnel. Not one.
Natural 1.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You as you are inside this door, you hear this rock falling, and you get shoved inside, and the door behind you is now wedged closed. As you've been pushed in by this door.
Can I try and push out?
Make a strength check.
14.
I mean, you're shoving, you're pushing, but whatever is stopping this door from opening is on the outside of it.
Ground. Ground.
Are you using your telepathy to call out to Grout?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Grout hears you. He's on his way.
Can I independently do that actually?
Run. I don't know. Possibly.
But another arrow comes up. This time, kind of catching your bearings pouch and making a slightly larger hole as it just flies past, spilling more bearings out as they tumble down.
Maybe bearings and frequency. At least they're cheap.
Better ball bearings than blood.
Nazir, you are currently holding yourself against the wall, looking beside you on the path that is no longer there, where Mitch has just come down behind you. You look down, you can see him 45 feet below you, laying on this slab, looking kind of dazed as he glances up.
Is he taking more damage?
No. It looks like as he fell and he landed, the wind kind of was knocked out of him.
Okay. All right.
You can see there are cracks on the cliff beneath him, but it doesn't look like it's going to give way. It looks like it's fairly sturdy.
Okay. Then, what's it? So I'm just checking to see if I've got. Should have rope. I got about 50 feet of rope.
Okay.
Is there anything I can attach it to that would be secure enough for me to then?
Make an intelligence check.
$19.
Take out an arrow. See a little gap in the wall of the cliff in front of you. Test the arrow. Could probably hold your weight. It could probably hold your weight for long enough to get down.
Okay. I just think that might be a smarter move than me trying to run all the way round, kind of thing.
Okay, yeah. So you tie the rope to the arrow. It gives you about 45 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, it gives you about 48 feet now. A little bit
Yeah.
on the end, and so you wedge it and make a strength check.
22.
Yeah, so you load up the arrow, tie it to the arrow, and you goes in quite far into the wall, and you test it. Doesn't appear to be shifting. You lower yourself down. You get full movement out of it.
Okay. So that means I got 20 feet to go then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's action and your movement.
Yep.
Okay. Is that ends your turn?
Yeah. Afraid so.
Okay. Nope. An arrow comes up and wedges in the wall right next to your ear, in front of you.
Lovely.
Grout, you are currently turning a corner, kind of heading into a path that goes behind the cliff. So the path itself dropped down, went round, is now going in, and still down, inside the cliff face.
Okay.
Are you still going down?
Yeah, I'll keep going down.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you go down. There are points where it does get a little uneven, but because of the Iron Defender armor, you make it safely across. Make it down. You travel your 40 feet. You can see daylight in front of you as the path comes out and goes around the corner again.
Okay.
Kullig.
Yep, I'm going to maintain my prior course of action.
Okay, so yeah, you 15 feet. You're now about 80 feet above the ground. You're a good 70 feet away, 75 feet away from the rest of the group. The sphere, as it heads towards this party, this big group, just fades away, dropping a shadow onto the ground that lies prone.
So something has cancelled my magic.
Yeah.
Was that before or after I tried
You
to
made your
move?
movement. You made your movement. You were heading it towards this group. The group had moved a little bit further on, so it's following them up behind. It gets to about 50 feet away from this fire pit, the fire that they've been heading towards. This fire is huge. It casts light out a good 40 feet, 50 feet. So it's the very edge of the light cast from this fire that they've gotten to. But as the sphere kind of gets into that, it fades away.
Okay, so how far is the fire away from me then?
The fire away from you is probably, what's the range? 90 feet. So you're probably looking at a good 140 feet. 150 feet for this fire from where you are. This is quite a long quite a long area that you're currently traversing over everything.
Okay, so my watery sphere it's no longer there, so
Yeah. Your spell has ended.
So
For whatever reason, you're not sure why.
I shall use my bonus action to cast the first level spell, Expeditious Retreat, which allows me to take the dash action now, and then for the duration of that I hold the concentration, it allows me to take the dash action as a bonus action.
Okay.
So I dash forwards using.
Are you still going down, or are you going to head back towards everyone else?
No, I'm going to follow the group that's on the floor.
Okay, yeah. So you get another 15 feet. The party is now 90 feet behind you. You are getting closer to closer to your goal, but everyone else has been left behind. At least 90 feet.
But I actually have nothing to do with my main action at the moment.
So your bonus action is to move the extra distance.
Yes.
So what are you going to do as your action?
Because I can't cast another spell as my action, can I?
You cast a first level spell as your bonus action.
Yeah.
What did you want to cast?
I was going to cast. I was hoping to cast the first level spell Catapult using one of the ball bearings.
The one that's falling out.
Yeah.
I suppose I can let you cast a ball bearing, cast a first level spell as an action as well.
Yeah. So I shall launch that at.
So you managed to catch one of these ball bearings as it's falling. Which direction you're sending in?
Into any creature on the ground that looks like a goblin. A goblin.
Okay, roll for damage.
They need to do a DC 16. Dexterity saving throw.
Roll for damage.
I'm guessing they failed then.
Yeah. With a 15.
So that's 8, 10, 14, 17 points of damage.
Yeah, this bearing disappears into the distance. You hear a cry out in Goblin from someone in this group, and arrows start flying in your direction.
Okay, so that's me done then.
Okay. Mitch manages to slowly right himself. I actually need to pull up his character sheet now because he's here.
I don't think we should be training at 30 degrees. I think it's anything over 25 we should be training. It exhausts too much energy.
Body Mitch.
I'm a bit exhausted.
I might be rolling better than Mr. Mitch.
Are you rolling for him?
Yeah. Considering that I rolled a 15 on his dex save and he rolled a lower than that. Yeah, so he manages to right himself. He stands himself up. And he looks down. He sees he's still got another 70 so feet to go. And he sees that the next level of the cliff is a good 10 feet lower than him. So he kind of works himself over to the edge and he lowers himself down. Yeah, and he manages to make his way over the edge, sliding down, scraping rocks away with his armor as he lands on the next 10-foot walkway that's going down. He's now 50, 60, he's now 60 feet from the bottom. He's making his way down. That ends his turn. Naren.
Well, I'm stuck in a cave.
Do you want to try anything? You've called out to Grout.
Could I use my Eldritch Cannon? On the door?
Yeah. You move back a bit.
As far back as I can.
You can get 5-ish feet, 10 feet at a push. You've got to work your way around a couple of bits. You take out the components. You cannon, set it up, aim it at the door, make an attack roll.
Can't remember what the damage is for it.
I think it's the same as Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, it just says one use or expend spell slot. That's to make it, isn't it? Yeah. I don't use it very often.
Oh, my lights came on. I can see my dice now.
Well, I've been your Eldritch Cannon. So you make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target takes 3d8 force damage.
So what's that, just a d20?
Yeah, so you roll a d20, add in your proficiency bonus and your spell modifier bonus, which I believe is intelligence.
Yeah.
So that would be +8.
$16.
Yeah, that hits.
Yay!
3d8 force damage.
13.
The door explodes in a shower of splinters. Take 4 points of piercing damage as the wood just explodes everywhere in front of you, showering you in these splinters. Behind the door is a large bit of cliff rock blocking the entranceway with a big black mark where your blast just destroyed the door and just hit the rock behind. It's moved it slightly, but it's still blocking the way.
Enough space to go stick my head out.
You go up, you look around, and it's just moved at the top. The sides are it's completely blocked at the sides.
So you could probably fit in the gap. We need to watch the Shining again.
Oh, would you look at that?
What?
An arrow shot with disadvantage, natural 20 and a 1. Is it an arrow comes up?
It's
Kinda
halfway and
pings off the
decides
rock.
not to hit you.
It kind of pings off the rock above your head, and it just it falls down unbroken and lands in your quiver.
Oh, nice. I'm so buying a lottery ticket.
Goblin arrows have contaminated your arrows.
And
So-
it's now your
Not that I
Say
can
again?
see anything.
it's now your turn.
Aha! Somebody's firing at me. I get to fire at them.
You're still hanging from your rope on your way down.
Oh, bugger, yes, I am. Yeah, I won't be firing at them then.
You can still fire.
You're
You
that
just got
good.
to get down. You just got to make the
I'll
rest
get-
of the way down.
Hold
Okay,
the rope
so
with your
Are
toes.
you going to travel 20 feet and then drop?
Well, you said it was about 45 feet. So if I had 48 feet, then 3 feet are actually on the ground.
Yeah.
That's why I used the rope, because I had 50 feet
Yeah.
of
No.
rope.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
it's the movement that you've got. If you use the rest of your movement,
Yeah. Right.
so you've
So
got
I
20
want to.
feet.
Yeah, I want to.
Okay,
I want
you
to.
use 20 feet of movement. You get down. You are now standing on
It cost too much money and we didn't move
the
around.
ground.
Platform. Yeah, the ground.
The
Watches on Netflix.
Whereas
uneven
if I.
ground. It
Whereas
is
if-
now difficult terrain where you are standing.
Yeah.
Mitch is, however, standing in front of you. You can see
Yeah.
his head and the top of his arm.
Mitch, tell him to help me move this
Okay.
rock.
Because he is that tall that you can see him
No,
in front of you.
Yeah.
He's actually looking at you and kind of waves.
No, we can go. I am ground.
Okay.
You are there, just right in front of you.
Okay.
You want to take a couple of shots?
And now I'm ground.
Yes, please.
I'm hold of Mitch. He's trying to.
Okay. The movement is still very much in and out of shadow, so make your attack with disadvantage.
Okay. That was.
What?
Hold on. 16.
Yeah, that hits.
Cool.
Oh wait, hold on. 16.
Yeah. Roll a 7.
Fire it down, and you hear soft.
I'm brain.
Okay. Do I get the second shot, or is because
Yeah,
I've
no,
moved?
you get a second. You get a second.
All right.
That's a second shot.
19.
Yeah, that hits.
$20.
20? How do you get 20?
8 plus 6 plus 6.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, that's right. Because you roll 8s, not 6s. Yeah. You fire it down. Another one of these shadowy figures disappears into the shadow beneath.
Making shadows. Cool.
You
That
still have a
me
bonus
done
action.
then. Oh, I do have a bonus action.
I will let you, as a bonus action, give your rope a short, sharp tug.
Please. That would be good. That would be my bonus action.
Make a
Because-
strength
An
check.
overnight.
That's weird. The lights under my gazebo came on before the ones on my fence.
23.
Yeah, you just reach out and
Pull half the mountain with me.
And you hear a snap above your head,
Cool.
and the rope falls down. And as the rope hits the ground, it's still attached to the shaft of the arrow,
Right.
but the head is missing.
Okay. Cool. I can live with that.
You've got the fletching and you've got the shaft, but there's no arrowhead. You assume the arrowhead is still buried in the wall.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Who's next? Oh. No, he's not next because you've just killed him. I've got to cross him off. Okay. Well, you continue on down, traveling round. As you come around the corner, in front of you is a 20-foot wide gap. About 10 feet below you is the uneven ground where Nazir is standing. You've used all of your movement to get to this point. If you wanted to use the dash action to jump down, you could do that.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So, as you jump down, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
D10 to that. Dexterity. That's 4.
17.
17.
Yeah, you land kind of feet in, holding on. It sends a ripple through the armor, and you take 3 points of fall damage as you jump off and land.
Yeah. Occasionally it's shot around the roof and then
Fullig.
it's more internal, and that's what I'd be
Okay,
worried about.
so how far are the people in front of me now?
They're still moving. They're still moving. They're within this 50-foot sphere, or 50-foot area of the fire of this thing. So they're 85, 90 feet further away.
Okay, so I shall move as fast as I can, chasing them, and bonus action to dash.
Okay, so yeah, you get your full 25 feet of movement out. The party is now 115 feet behind you. This group is still in front of you.
How far ahead are they now?
Probably about 65 feet, maybe. But they seem to be moving at quite a pace.
Are they moving towards the large?
Yeah, they're
fire?
moving towards the large fire. Yeah.
How far away is the large fire?
The large fire now is 115 feet away.
Okay, so
The edge of the ring of the light of this fire that it's giving out is 65 feet.
So I shall use my action to dash forwards.
Okay, so yeah, you get another. So it's now 50 feet away. You're at equal distance between you and the fire and the edge of the light, and
Okay.
the group itself is getting closer to this fire. Mitch, reaches his hand out and picks up you, Nazir, and puts you on his shoulder. And then turns around and looks to the next level of path below, and carefully lowers himself and you now down onto the next level. He's now lowers himself down, drops the 5 feet. It sends a slight shock through your body, but he's now a little bit further away from you, Neren, as he's coming down. A little bit closer to you, Neren, as he's coming down. Maybe another 15 or 20 feet above this hole that you're in. It's now your turn.
Next, your turn.
What do you want me to do about it? Does my Eldritch Cannon make headway onto a rock? Or am I just going to get myself blasted with rock?
You will probably be blasted with rock, but it should deal damage to the rock because it's force damage.
Go on then, let's have a go.
Okay, so yeah, you go back to the same distance. The cannon is still set up there. Adjust the angle slightly. You aim it again.
Can I hide behind a wagon?
There's stuff there you can hide behind. You've kind of set it up on a bit of wagon and use bits of mining equipment to support the weight of this cannon. And you were hiding behind it anyway, but just when the door exploded, it just exploded and just rained down.
Plus 8, so that's 17.
17 hits.
Six.
6 points of damage.
3d8 and 2 of which rolled 1s.
Roll again.
That dark mark on the rock is a bit darker, and there's a small crack going up, and each of the compass points north, south, east, and west on this. And it's just.
James has sabotaged the dice.
Did he touch your dice?
They're my dice.
Okay, so. Oh, it's no longer with disadvantage. A 2! An arrow flies out. I thought it was a 12. An arrow flies out of the from below you guys and kind of pings off Mitch's armor plate, which is next to your neck, and goes and sticks into the wall behind. Nazir.
Yeah. I'm firing at where that arrow came from.
Just fire straight, no disadvantage this time. You saw
Cool.
exactly the creature that fired this arrow at you.
Cool. $19.
19 hits.
Woohoo! $18 points.
Yeah, you see full well that this creature just takes an arrow in the middle of the chest and just falls down dead onto the ground. You can see the fletching, the white fletchings of your arrow. You just happen to pluck out the one that had been fired up at you, and you can see the white fletching now in the shadow, about 70 feet away, just about in the shadows below. Grouch, you make your way down. You watch Mitch and Nazir descending the cliff face on the outside. You follow the path down. As you follow it round, it doesn't take you long to be the same height as Mitch's head. But that takes all of your movement to get that far.
Okay.
Kulig, you're next.
Okay, so I'm within, what, 90 feet of the fire now?
Yeah, you're about 90 feet from the fire.
Okay, I shall cast watery spear into the centre of the fire to put it out.
Okay, so you cast your spell, nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Interesting. Well, I guess that's in that case, can I use my movement and my bonus action as a dash action to climb upwards with my immovable rods?
Yeah, you start. You change the direction from going across, and you start going up. You are now 45 feet higher than you were.
Okay, thank you. I am done.
Mitch goes down another, lowers himself, and you, Nazir, down another 15, 20 feet. This time, taking 2 points. Mitch takes 2 points of fall damage as he falls down 10 feet. But he's now level with this rock. And he's going to take out his axe.
Okay.
And that's going to hit.
If I was this way, I probably wouldn't have done.
Oh, he's got scimitar. I thought he had an axe. Right, but he takes out his scimitar then. I thought he had an axe. And he slams his scimitar into the rock.
It's weird when people post on like a little bit heavier than I am.
Darren,
I'm never going to be. Yeah?
from the inside of the rock, you notice that the cracks that you made slightly get wider as you hear a chip sound coming from the other side, as if something slammed into the outside of the rock.
Hello, I'm stuck. Does anyone care?
Kulig, what's your armor class?
16.
An arrow comes up and just sails beneath your feet, falls away. Naren, it's your turn.
So is someone trying to break the rock from the other side?
Yeah.
Who?
You don't know?
They're not going to talk to me.
You didn't hear a voice come from the other side. Maybe they didn't hear you.
So he's cleaved the scimitar into a big rock. And the second that happens, Neren has seen the light. So to speak.
Neren's on the so Neren fired into one side of the rock.
Yeah.
Mitch has hit the other side with his scimitar.
Okay.
When Neren fired onto the inside, she created cracks in it.
Yeah.
And the cracks on the inside have gotten slightly wider.
Okay.
But that's all Neren knows.
Okay, so now that
Neren called out, but no one heard.
Okay.
I shall fire my cannon again.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Natural 20.
Oh god.
Yeah, that'll do it. Roll for damage.
15.
15.
Does that double because of the crit?
You fire.
So that'd be 30 critical. I actually rolled my own dice this time rather than James.
Yeah, so you fired into the rock, and
Mitch gets blasted backwards.
he doesn't. He manages to move out of the way.
Sounds good.
He got his scimitar. He actually got his scimitar stuck in the rock, and was standing there trying to get it out. So as your blast hit it from the other side, the rock exploded and showered outwards, pushing his scimitar out, and he managed to save himself just because he was bringing it back. Nazir, make a dexterity saving.
Sorry. Very happy with that. It's my first in a very long while. That'll be 27.
You rolled
just rolled in that 20. Yeah.
I've rolled in that 20 today, but I've rolled more than that once.
Well, you rolled in that 20 and in that one with a disadvantage, which was just awesome.
I know. Yeah, so you kind of grab hold of the armor plate as he swings around. And as you all finally make you Grout, you eventually make your way round to everyone. Mitch standing giant, Neren coming out, Nazir on Mitch's shoulder, Kullig in the very distance away. We shall end it there.
What took you so long? What is the point of having a Grout?
We shall end it there, and we shall come back and see how you guys fare next time.
Huzzah!
Yeah.